All right, so um we'll be looking at we'll be going properly, just jumping properly into a normal problem, a typical problem cycle that starts from let me just remove this. Let me switch my screen to let me create a new file. Last time we opened the file on Figma, you guys are not around, so just Austin and Emmanuel were the ones here. So I think that was on Saturday. So we went through opening the Figma file, starting the Figma project. I think Folake already has experience with that, so we don't have to go through that again. I don't know about Yusuf. Yusuf, how do you have any experience with Figma before? Yusuf, you don't? Okay, okay, I assume you don't. So let me just jump. I'll upload. I've not uploaded a video yet for Saturday, but I'll upload that and this one. I was actually preserving it because I wanted to do a project here on just to show us work on creating a cover for that video, just to show how how to just familiarize us on how to use Figma based on very basic Figma tools. That's why I didn't do that. But today I had a conversation with Austin this morning, which was interesting, and he said some things that were very important, and I agree with him. The three MTT, if you're here, welcome Fidelia. So yeah, you want to say something? Somebody has dropped, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, you are still complete. All right. So the 3MTT program, the curriculum is not very robust enough to really carry you through normal stuff. I mean, the main things you need to know in product design to really get yourself on the ground strong. However, we don't necessarily have to, we can take advantage of what we have and just simply focus on the very fundamental things and make sure we get it very, very well. And one of the fundamental things with design or product design is what we discussed. You know, initially when our first lesson, our first discussion, we looked into problem solving. And we started with the fact that you have to think business and think users. What are the people's needs and how is it going to make money for your stakeholders or your stakeholders, so, or your client. So and one of the things we said that was finding problems. Now, when you look for problems, you have to be able to decide if that problem, is the right one. You have to look at the problem from the right angle. You have to see it as per how it really meets those needs, or where is it really biting the people. It's called pain point. Something we call pain point in design. A pain point is the place where the user is having problems and where they wish that there will be a solution to. You get? So let's assume that a farmer wants to cut down a tree. He's always using his knife to cut it, and it takes him like 3, 4, 5 days to cut down a tree. It's very difficult. He's wishing that he can just do this thing very easily, just do this thing like in 5 minutes. So it's a pain point. The pain point for him there is that it is costing him more effort and time to cut down one tree. So somebody looks at that and say, okay, if you can get a saw or something that is fast, can cut down a tree very fast, this guy will like it and they'll buy it. And they go and start doing research and build a chainsaw. There will now be a lot of findings, trials, error, and they'll build a chainsaw. Now, when you're looking at a problem, and you want to find the right solution to it, the thing you do in between finding out that there could be a problem and accurately defining that problem for you to solve is what we call user research. You get? Now, UX research, user experience research in itself is a discipline of its own. It's not really part of this course that we are doing. It is a discipline. It is a discipline that has professionals on their own. You're supposed to have a user research professional that takes user research for people who want to study user research. It's a job on its own. So it's not something that I can. They wanted me to actually teach you that before I declined because while I have done user research to an extent and I use it to solve some problems, I won't consider myself an authority enough to train people on. You get? I would rather that if you are going to be learning user research as students, you should learn it from a specialist, somebody who has known the theory and the practice and has worked on it very well and knows it as an authority. So that is it. But then again, as a product designer, you're supposed to know some level of user research for yourself, because the ideal is that, yes, you work with a team where you're supposed to have a team that has a squad that has, if you're working with a proper company, this is how it's arranged. You're on a project, they'll set up a squad. Now, that squad will consist of designers, maybe at least one designer, at least one UX researcher, at least one front-end engineer, at least one back-end engineer, or maybe a team of back-end engineers, depending on the project scope. You may have maybe one or two back-end engineers and maybe one or two front-end engineers. And you have tester, what is it? QA, quality analysis engineers, or quality assurance engineers, or quality analysis engineers. So people who look at how they make sure that the app or the product has been built meets certain requirements or meets best practices or standards. So those will make copies. Okay, you also have very, 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 very critical. You also have a PM, a product manager, you get, or a product owner on the team. So that's what makes up a team, an ideal team. So, but then you don't really have that every day. You have that with some very big companies, but most companies don't really have that. Most companies simply have engineers, have a PM, and have this product designer that just does everything. He does UX, does product design, does UI, and does their own research by themselves. And then you have a QA to handle stuff. So you don't really have that. Most companies don't really take user research seriously enough to get a separate specialist to be there. If you can afford it, it's better, because their work will be very focused. They'll not be biased. The problem with you, who is the product designer, being the user researcher, is bias. It's not very good. It's not very good practice, because you are the one researching it. You are the one trying to solve the problem. You need to be very, 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 very disciplined to separate yourself, because there's a way, as a designer, you may like a solution to be, and then the way the user is seeing it is not going to work that way. It may not work that way, and it will take a lot of discipline and experience for you to be able to put down your own opinion, your own thoughts, or your own principle, your own experience, even your experience, put it down to look at it from the point of view of user, of you see the critical angles are there, and ask the right questions. Or you get, usually is good for somebody else. It's usually advisable for somebody else that's not going to be involved with building the product, to be the one who is going to stand on the other side and be going to observe all the nuances and the differences in the user experience, and come back with numbers and data and information that will allow you to be able to now they'll provide you with all the information or data you need to now come to a conclusion and make decisions in your design. You get, it's better that way. But then, because of the issue of funds, many companies cannot do that. They might expect you, the product designer, and if you're trying to solve a problem yourself anyway, if you're trying to build your own business, for example, sometimes you don't have money, so you have to be able to be able to do that yourself. So what you now do is that you try to now leverage the knowledge of the basic knowledge of user research. You get, and how you based on knowledge of user research to get information that you can work with. Folakia worked on a project herself. As she showed it to me, it was very impressive. What impressed me about the project is the kind of robust user research did. You know, she tried to talk with people, interview, send out forms, try to mine through data and all that. So I was impressed with the way she worked on it. So now the issue with user research is that most people, when you hear user research, they think about surveys where you send out forms, questionnaires, and people answer those questions and all. That's good, but that might not really reveal to you the realities of the things, how things are with your users or how they see things. So sometimes most times you actually need to be with those users. You have to actually meet those users and talk with them to do that. Now, there are methods of carrying out user research. I would send you guys a video. I'll send you guys a couple of links to that regard, and I'll send you a video of someone. I'll send you a video of I'll send you a link, a YouTube link to Pexels. So Pexels is this school in Lagos, is a UI UX school in Lagos. So they normally bring in some professionals every now and then to talk with their students just to inspire them. So I think I actually presented a kind of webinar to them once sometime last year. Oh, sometime last year. Was it last year? Or by year, yes. And then 2022, I think so, yes. So one of the speakers I saw on their site was speaking on user research. She's a user research expert. So I love the way she broke down those stuff. So I was saying to her, to you guys, just listen to her to inspire you. And you can learn a lot of things from her. So I'll look for that video and send to you. Also, if you want to really get into your journey very well, if you can afford it, you can jump on Pexels once or they have very good they have a good how I put it, a good program to teach you. It's a school that's focused on just UI UX. Yeah, so if you can afford it, I think it's 20. I don't know that the raise their school fees also. So, but it's also good if you can afford it, but if not, you can still use it to learn your stuff. So back to user research. I decided that I'm going to do something. I'll use a project I worked on, my former company, one of the companies I worked with. So that project was when I got there, that project was a SaaS application, enterprise software. That it was a maintenance management platform that catered to 6 categories of maintenance management requirements: facilities, fleet management, properties management, telematics, what was the other thing again? Workplace management, and assets and inventory management. So the app is very successful. It's really successful. That it is used by banks, maritime companies, transportation, facility firms, and it's even used by the British government also. So used by the British Council. So these are one of the clients that are using that app. So the research that I conducted, or how I built that stuff to discover the issues that were there, both the web app and the mobile app that was built 2 years later after that, was an interesting research. So I'll just use that to just explain to us some of the concepts in user research. So you learn how to go about these things. Then with that quick explanation, after that we'll pick up a project, probably any project we can suggest, or I'll suggest one, and then I'll set up an assignment for us to go carry out user research in that regard, gather data, gather information. I'll start looking at exploring the solutions to that problem one by one. So let me quickly okay. So okay. So let me see if I can switch my screen to some other. Let me bring this up now. Sorry, I need to get some in 7 please. Do you guys know about this platform? Okay, no, you don't know about it. I'll send it to you later on. So in UX research, in UX research or user research, generally it follows normal methods of research. It just follows normal methods of research. Let me open it to jump file. Just note down some things. Okay, so this particular environment you're seeing here is called FitJam. Now it is used for brainstorming. If we are trying to come up with an idea, just if let's say you're working on a concept, you want to play, you can roughly create your models, your user flows, look at your arrange your data, just script things anyway, just put like a playground, just roughly just right. So it's an infinite board, so you can just be scrolling around infinitely, So yeah. All right, so let's see how this concept here. So now, user research methods generally, you have about two basic ways of getting around your user research. You have the quantitative research and you have the qualitative research. These things are best they are best learned practically, really. But theoretically, I'm going to give you guys a link to this so you really understand. You can read through this yourself. I'm dropping it in the group right now. So now you have quantitative and qualitative research. Now, quantitative research is basically exploratory. So it is not used to quantify problems. You get to generate numeric data. That can be transformed to very useful statistics and numbers can use to judge, like, okay, how many. If you do that, you can it help. For example, if you are carrying out the survey, like the survey you do online, An online survey will generate to you how many people said yes to this question, how many people said no to that question, how many people that said yes were women, how many people that said yes were men, how many people that said yes were probably 35 to 36 years old, how many were kids, how many people were in school, how many people are black and how many are white. So it just gives you numbers. It generates numbers for you, so you can quickly know, okay, this particular amount of the problem is coming, so this particular amount of people like this kind of things. So it just gives you, allows you to generate numerical data. Now, for qualitative research explores behavior. It answers the question of why. Quantitative research answers the question of what. Can even answer where. You get, but it doesn't tell you why. You may know that based on this data, 80% of women said no, and 20% said yes. That's what you have from quantitative research. But the question now is, why did they say yes? Is there something that is happening to that is happening to them that if you can find out why and you change it, maybe you can move the yes to no? You get? So qualitative research is usually more critical, because it is what gives you the insight as to what the pressure point, what was really affecting the impact position or impact point, or the area of impact, the area of pain that the users are going through. So it's a direct assessment of behavior based on observation. You get? It's about understanding people's beliefs, practices, or on their practices on their terms. On, not the word, on their, very, 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 very critical. On their terms. On their terms. Sorry, that's supposed to be not so. Okay. So on their terms. So this is why I'm telling you that as a product designer, you have to be very careful, because if you look at that belief, and your mind is thinking design, and your design principles are all over your head, just bouncing all over your head. You have all your design philosophies, you have all the principles, you've learned all the things that are there, and you're looking at their behavior. The way you interpret their behavior could be flawed or could be corrupted because of your own discipline that wasn't trained on behavioral analysis, or trained on that wasn't trained on UX research. A user research expert who wasn't trained, who doesn't know your principles, but was just trained on knowing human beings, how they being able to just learn. Because the skill you need in research is the ability to forget everything you know and just learn. That's the only thing you're going to do in research. Research is for you to learn, to see things you don't know about, to see things that are hidden from you, hidden from everybody, to uncover very hidden facts and realities of the context that you're trying to solve for. And if you already have your cup full, you cannot learn anything. And usually designers approach problems with cup full. And it's good. I mean, you already have these principles and things, you have experience, probably you saw that kind of problem before. But for some reason, the data is revealing that that other solution that worked in the other side, it's not working in this other side. So the answer is, why is it not working in this other side? If you just look at the solutions and say, I've done it before, and you want to layer on your experience on top of it, you might be defining this, you might be understanding the people's beliefs and practices on your own terms, not on their own terms. So it's very, very important for you to be very free of presumptions and assumptions that naturally generate from your experience. Experience, while it is good, is usually not good in the area of learning. Experience doesn't help you learn. So generally in life, while it is good to have experience helps you make decisions on similar situations. But it can become a very serious enemy when you have to enter into a brand new terrain where you have to learn. Experience becomes your worst enemy. It is usually hard to forget things. How many of you have heard the story of 12 Strong? Do you remember? Who has watched that movie, 12 Strong? You guys have not watched that movie before. Why is everybody so quiet? I hope I'm not talking to myself.
I have not heard about it here.
Oh, okay. I was almost thinking I was offline. Okay, so 12 Strong is an American movie. You should look for it and watch it. It's on Netflix actually. So you can easily watch it there. Very interesting. It really buttresses what I'm about to say. 12 Strong actually was a movie that actually it was a movie based on a true life story. If you go to America, you'd see. I think it was in there. I think should be in their state house, front of the state house. I may be wrong, but you see a horseman, you know, a soldier on a horseback. You get. So this is a modern soldier who has a gun, but he's riding a horse. So you expect that you should see soldiers on guns with guns inside an armored tank or something else, a vehicle, not a horse. You expect to see somebody on a horse holding a sword. But this was a soldier, a modern soldier, like a modern day American soldier, like you are a 21st century American soldier on a horse. That's because that's what actually happened. It was in Afghanistan. So they went during after 9/11, I think America wanted to respond to the Taliban, and they had to send the units. They had to send the units to Afghanistan to tackle the, I think is it Taliban or the terrorists over there. So they were looking for a unit, and this particular unit they selected. So every unit had to come and they had to kind of how will I put it now? They had to compete for that position. So there was this particular unit that has never had a combat experience before. They've never had combat experience before, that unit. They've never had it before. They've never gone to war before, but they trained together and trained very well together. So their commander wanted to take that role. And he had to argue against other guys who were about to take that role too. Do you know his argument? He said that everybody else have been to different kinds of wars. But at this particular war they're going to fight, nobody has ever had any experience with it before. And they are the best ones to go there because they're the only ones who don't carry any presumption in their head or any assumptions of any kind of battle assumptions in their mind because they've never been to any war before. They were the ones that, and because of that, they actually gave them that mission. And these guys set a timeline that they're going to complete that mission in 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Now, the military brass of America, the American American Army staff predicted that they assessed that that particular mission will require 3 months to complete. That was what they said. This guy told him that he's going to complete it only in 3 weeks. Imagine this guy telling the guys who have had experience over the years, telling them that he's going to complete the mission in 3 weeks, and they tell him 3 months, and they asked him how he was sure. He said that it's because he has never had any experience before. And none of them can actually assess because they're assessing those 3 months based on their experiences. Do you know that guy actually delivered that mission in 3 weeks and didn't lose any man? He came back with his team completely, with 12 of them. He went there with 12 of them, delivered on that mission and came back successfully. Why? Because he was able to explore and improvise and learn because he doesn't have any assumption in his mind. So you see, when you are dealing with problems in user research, avoid assumptions. Just try to put away whatever you think you knew before. Because if you go without those things, they're going to block you. So I told you that guy's just story because it's a real life event that portrays the fact that if you're in a terrain that you don't know, and most times the real defining winning solutions are solutions that are exploring problems that nobody has ever touched before. If you're just doing something that somebody has done before, the only way you're going to stand out is if you are going to do it in a way that has not been done before, which still requires you to look at something that is new. So your mind still needs to always be in the learner mode all the time. So that's the issue with qualitative and qualitative research. So quantitative research has many methods of doing that. It has all the methods. I mean, you can use surveys, paper surveys, mobile surveys, normal surveys you've done, use your what do you call these things, questionnaires and all that. You could use things like Google Analytics that you plug into a website. People are using websites, generating data, generating information, and you're studying the data, studying the pattern of the data pattern, and this is analyzing those things for you. So you know which is which, who is how many is this, how many is that, how many mobile phones are on your webs, how many people log into your website using mobile phones, how many use MacBooks, how many use computer, how many are logging in from Africa, how many are logging from the United States. Those kind of information. Those are just quantitative information, quantitative data. And somebody's waiting to enter here. So those are quantitative information, but those don't really give you much, like I said before. So these are just methods of listening. I've sent a link to you guys. You guys can always study those different methods. Now, qualitative research, you can say, is not much because it requires you to carry out direct interviews. You have to travel to that place, probably even live with people, probably even hang out with people for a while, talk with them. Sometimes you can just be quietly there studying them. You know, you don't tell them, you're just watching them walk, go about their business to see the things that control their behavior. You get. So let's see, with that in view, let me just quickly switch back here. Excuse me for a while. All right, so posted attendance. This is the second post of attendance. I think you've seen the first one. All right, so yeah, so like I said, this project was done, I think it was done in 2019. So it was supposed to be a redesigning project because there was this platform already. And let's just go through the see the story. This was the previous web page this was the previous design, the web app design that was there before. You can see the way it is. We'll just break it down after going around. So this was the screen that was done after that. Now let's look at this. My role in that project was user research. I can see user research was there. We are learning project vision and strategy, user journey flows and analysis, product design, and then designing the CMS app. So I worked with 3 backend engineers, 1 front-end engineer, 2 QAs, and 2 sales personnel. We used Sigma. Analytics was for Google Sheets. We used Google Sheets for analysis, user flows and modeling, musical, wireframes, and then interviews was phone. So this is where we're going to focus on this interviews area. So let's just go in. So this was the real problem. Now they were having difficulty selling this product. The product was called Instantar. So Instantar didn't look so good. So it didn't look so good. So there was a problem with selling it. Businesses, for example, you see, let me just jump to the numbers. So the impact on business, the poor design impacted negatively on business ROI by inducing stagnation in adoption, revenue, profit, and overall growth. So there are 4 things that we're having a problem here. Adoption. So the sales team were not able to sell well because the adoption was reduced just 6 clients. Revenue was bad because revenue was capped out at what you could get from 6 clients, and profit was very slow. Growth was stagnated because of the design. Now, let me just jump straight to the solutions, how I did it. So these are the things. Before I started doing this thing, I started a goal for myself when I was working. The goal I wanted to achieve was to eliminate and minimize the churn from UX. What I mean by churn from UX is, churn means when users come, try your app, they don't like it, they drop off and go. That's churn. So to reduce the number of people that will come in and go and not stay or not continue using. Then increase adoption rate, increase user recommendations. So people who use it will come and tell other people that this is good. And then increase the product value and price. So if it is very, very valuable, the company will be able to increase the price of these products. And then increase the revenue and profit. So remember when I told you guys initially that your goal as a designer is to do these 3 things to make it more profitable and people to buy. So this was my goal, set it up in this project. So I split that down to adoption and split it between adoption and revenue and profit. Under adoption, encouraging all clients to purchase more management modules, increase new client adoption. So make the business increase the business revenue by at least 25% year on year. You get an increase selling price by at least 20% with 0 churn on reduction or reduction on adoption rates. So it should be able to increase the price without people dropping off. So let me keep all this aside and just go through research. So research and learn. Yes, this is where I want to start. Research and learn. So my research centered on understanding the relationship between demand and supply side of the problem. So now, when you are doing research, the first thing you want to do in doing this research is to set up to determine or to pinpoint your research goals. What do you want to achieve in this research? Is it to learn about something? Is it to find out how people do something or find out why this X, Y, Z? You have to have a goal, something you are after. So in this case, my research was to understand the relationship between the demand and the supply side of the problem. The demand side of the problem is, the demand side was the users, our users and their experiences. That's the demand side. Those who turn it down and those who currently use it. I want to understand these people. And I also want to understand the problem from our side, because now this is one thing with this thing I was telling you guys. When I joined this company that time, I joined it from the outside. They already done this product. I wasn't the one who originally, I wasn't the one who did these designs. These designs were not even done as designs. They were just Java engineers who just use Java to just create something like we're using. It was a very good engineering work, but it was not very accessible to users because the front end design. So we were having a problem with selling. So now my job was to come and I had to now understand the users who wanted that product, and also understand what is it that from our own side that wasn't working, or why it wasn't meeting up with them. So the demand and supply side of the problem. So research and learn the demand side, our users and their experience. So now I had to curate key questions. Are you guys hearing me? My internet is not. Let me switch it. Are you guys hearing me well?
Internet breaks sometimes, but it's okay.
Don't worry. Let me switch to a more stable network now. Just short. Are you hearing me now very well? Is it better now? Is it better now? Hello, guys.
Yeah, Mutu.
Is the internet better now? I need to get feedback from you guys.
Yes. I just rejoined.
Okay. All right. So the first thing I did after getting my goal set, I had to draft questions that will, because let me tell you something about research. Research is based, the success of your qualitative research is based on 2 things. Your ability to ask the right question, and your ability to be able to listen. So those 2 things are very critical for when you're carrying out a qual. It's usually called qual. You have quant and qual research. So, or quant and qual analysis. So quant is quantitative, just short form for quantitative, and qual is just short form for qualitative. So when you're carrying out a qual research, the key skills you have very well set is your ability to ask the right question, like a detective, and then your ability to listen very well. I hope you are still hearing me. So my screen just flashed now. I hope you guys are still hearing me.
Yes.
Okay. So in this case, just observe the words I highlighted. I developed 5 questions to guide my research to allow me to uncover the most relevant information about our current users to precisely identify their needs and accurately define my design objectives. Have you seen it? These things are very, very key. Guide, most relevant, identify their needs, define my design objectives. So you need to know what your question should do, because your question in itself, you're even couching your question like a designer, a question that is supposed to be like a tool. The reason for that question is that you want to send it into somebody's mind, so to target the right problem and fish out the real issue for you. So it can make the person say what you want them to say. You say what really is their problem, and not say something else, because depending on how you ask your question, you're going to get a different answer. So that's why you have to be very careful with the way you ask a question, and you have to be careful not to ask questions that so sit into people's mind and make them start giving you, for example, they are called leading questions. A leading question is a question that is asked as a directive to the user to make them answer certain things you want them to answer. So it ends up making them give you the answer you're looking for, instead of answers that instead of giving you the truth. They'll give you a correct answer instead of the honest answer. You get? So if you go to somebody, for example, you want to find out if let me take this. Let me take just imagine that we want to find out why parents, or what parents want. Let's say a school wants to know what areas they need to improve on, that parents would like, or what areas parents want them to improve on. Now the person goes there to their parents and then sends a question to them and says, "Hi parents, please do you like the way we teach your children?" If you ask that kind of question, do you like the way we teach your children? The parents are going to either tell you yes or no. And the likelihood of them telling you no is going to be low, because they probably are not even considering some things. They just tell you, yes, we like the way you teach us, we just be doing better. But if you had asked them, like,
What do you think about how we teach your children?
Yes, what do you think about how you teach your children? Or what is there anything area you would like us to improve upon? You get? That question doesn't have a yes or no. It's very open-ended. They have to actually come up with something, or tell you that no, you are okay in every area, like that. You get? It's more open-ended. So depending on how you cast your question, you're going to have a different answer. So that's why I had to do this. And then let me close this thing here, just keep disturbing me. Okay. So who are they? I wanted to know, for my current user, I wanted to know who they are, their roles and their responsibilities. By the way, I must make you understand that the users, okay, I'll get to that. Roles and their responsibilities, where they are at, their location and their environment, what they are trying to achieve with Instant Analyzer to their jobs to be done. Jobs to be done means what the user wants to get done. What are the things the user wants to get done? Somebody who wants to travel from Abeokuta to Lagos. You ask them about their jobs to be done. You might think that their jobs to be done is to get they want a taxi. You get, they want a taxi or they want a bike because you are thinking from a standpoint of a transporter. Meanwhile, the user's job to be done is simply that they want to get to Lagos as fast as possible. That's their job to be done. It is you that to go and figure out how you can make them to get that done. If you're looking at it as this guy needs a car is not what he needs. He just needs to be in Lagos. That's what he knows to be. If you can make him disappear to Lagos, he'll probably prefer that. You get? So jobs to be done is simply the tasks that the user wants to complete in a way, any way that he can see to complete. If it's by using broomstick like African wizards, fine. If it's by using a vehicle, good. If it's by using bicycle, fine. If it's by using camel or train or anything, the point is that he wants to go to Lagos. That's his job to be done. Finish. So you have to be able to isolate the person's pain point from all your possible set of solutions. That's why I said before, do not approach the problem from the standpoint of a designer. Because if you are looking at it from the standpoint of a designer and somebody tells you, I want to go to Lagos, you'll be seeing it as if the person is saying, I need the car. You get? And you will be always be seeing it because probably the car is the one you have. If you didn't know about hyperloops, or you didn't know about teleporting, if somebody has a time, if there's a possibility of time machine, I can just make you just disappear to Lagos, you will only be giving him the one you know. But imagine that you are not carrying that in your mind, just saw his problem as he wants to go to Lagos in 10 minutes. He wants to be in Lagos in the next 1 minute. And Lagos takes, how will I make him be in Lagos next 1 minute? The distance from here to Lagos is so and so kilometer. The time to take him to work will be so and so days, but he wants to be in 10 minutes. Your mind is already open. It's completely open. You are open to see the person's problem very clearly. It's about him being in a particular place at the shortest time possible. That's how you define the problem. So now you start looking at for every possible to say, okay, will the car do that? No, the car may not be able to do that, but if you can increase the engine or can add so and so physics, then the car can maybe vanish, can even make it like we can even create a Back to the Future. You know what I mean? So because you are open-minded and you look at the problem from an open point of view. So what has their experience with the product been like? What has their experience with the instant been like? Now, mind you, I was researching on people on how users are interacting with a particular already known product, get to improve on it. There are other problems that require us to research on problems that don't have a solution at all. So you may not even be looking at what has their experience with the product been like. You just believe what has their experience been like in this area, probably in going to church. Whenever people are going to church through this road, what has it been like passing through this road? You get? So that kind of question. So then how do those people identify a solution? In other words, what do they want to see that will make them believe that this is a solution? These are measurable outcomes. Outcomes are like who is posting things like this on the group? Okay. Outcomes are measurable expectations that users use to measure whether they're successful or not. For example, a user will consider a user who wants to how will I put which example will I use? Let's say you want to choose a bank. You want to bank. That's your job to be done. How do you know you are successful in transferring money or depositing money? You get? You just pick up an app and just send money. How do you know you are successful? How do you measure success? Is it by maybe when I sent it, I received the alert immediately, or the recipient received the alert instantly? There are apps that you just send money to, you just get it immediately. If you are sending from Kuda to Kuda, for example, it's so instant. You are sending from OPay to OPay, it's very instant. If you are sending Kuda to OPay, it's fast. Then if you're not sending Kuda to GT Bank, you wait for the next maybe 5, 6, 10 minutes for the receiver to receive it. You know, and you measure, how do you measure success? Usually when I look at this, I say, Kuda is better because it's faster. I did it in 1 minute. GTBank in 10 minutes. So Kuda feels more successful because you are measuring the time it takes to complete that transaction or that task. Your task, jobs to be done was to send money from point A to B. The measure is two things: that the money got there and the money got there fast. How fast did it get there? It got there faster. The other one got there slower. The faster one is more successful. So you need to know, you yourself, the person that designed that solution, for example, Kuda Bank probably knew that users measure banking success by the speed of transactions. So they built a system that made it fast. And so people like it because of that, because the people consider that to be the way they measure success, or what success is like, sending money from point A to B. So research is what makes them get that, by asking this question of hello, I'm in the class right now. Hello guys, are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm with you.
Sorry, I had a call interrupted my meeting. So that's about it. So these are the 5 things I was looking for. Let's keep to where I started handling them. So the first one was the current users, looking at the current users. So I picked 2 of our users, 2 of our biggest users, this CNI and this Sixth. So to answer this question, I visited 2 of our biggest clients, Sixth and CNI Leasing, and I did 2 things. I conducted a quantitative and qualitative interview with 25 users between both clients. I observed their employees go about their tasks for 2 hours. I didn't do anything. I just sit down looking at them. So I recorded the interview with my phone and noted my observations about their experiences as maintenance personnel. So I asked 3 questions. By the way, you can always go and look at this thing. I have it on the internet. You can go and study it. I'll drop the link for you guys. Those of you who came for this class, I'll drop a link for you. I'm not dropping for everybody. So I asked 3 questions aimed at generating a customer satisfaction score. CSAT. A CSAT score is called a customer satisfaction score. I don't know whether you have used an app where they ask you on a scale of 1 to 10, how have you enjoyed our app? Have you seen that question before?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's a customer satisfaction score. Now, there's another one I use also, and a net promoter score. Net promoter score is a score you get out the user's tendency, likelihood of recommending your app to somebody else, because it usually shows that they like it. So that question was on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are you going to recommend Instantata to others? Now, what do you feel could be better? So I said these 3 questions are very open, very straight. This one is supposed to tell us how many of them like it, or how much people like it, and how do they like it. And this one tells you how much people like it so well that they're willing to give it out. And to probe, it will also be able to line up with whatever they say could be better. So you can see their answers. Out of 25 users, in this based on this question, on a scale of 1 to 10, how easy has Instantata made your work? Out of 25 users, only 11 rated their satisfaction score above 6. 56%. So my conclusion there was 56% of our users thought that their task on Instantata could be easier. That means that currently it's not as easy as they hoped for. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are you going to recommend Instantata to others? Out of 25, only 9 gave a net promoter score above 6. 64% of our users could not recommend Instantata to anyone else. So what do you think would be better? So this was just a summary of the whole answers that came in. But it was summarized to just 4 points. 4 groups of people that answered. I should be able to push many items at once. It does not cover workshop inspections. We still do it on paper. Why can't we select many items at once? Why have to do things one by one? I wish I could resolve my work request on my way to work. So you see the summary. So their responses highlighted three critical needs: efficiency, expand the use case more useful and functional, expand the use case to be more useful and functional, and then build a mobile app. Because they are complaining about they want to resolve work requests on their way to work. That means that they want something that can be happening on the, they don't want to get to the office alone and be opening their laptop. They want to be able to, when they are on the way to work, start doing their work already. You get it, makes them faster, it makes them want to complete their task faster. So why can't we select many items at once? They want to be efficient. They want to do more things at once. So you see, these guys are judging success by how much tasks they can achieve per minute or per second or per time X. You get it does not cover workshop inspection, still do it on paper. Now this one wants to be able to not be doing the same task on paper, that can lose it. You know, you should be able to push many items at once. Guys, can you please give me 5 minutes? Let me do something very important right now. Somebody's waiting for me outside. Can you?
Okay.
Just 5
All right.
minutes.
Sorry, we are on week 3, right?
That's
Yes,
what I
please.
filled, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's week 3, but I filled in for week 3.
I've never even filled for week 1 and 2. Chai.
I don't think there was anyone for 1. Started from 2 last week.
Please, Austin, fill the attendance list.
Right, guys. had to help someone do something just now. I was the only one around. Okay. Okay, so far, do you guys have any questions? Hello? Guys?
Yeah, with you.
Okay. Do you guys have any questions?
Nothing for now. For my own time.
Okay. All right, so let me just catch my breath. Okay, so so you've seen how I was able to distill the problem to what they're really looking for. So from their answers. Now, this is the insight I had from observing them. This is where qualitative. So what you saw here was quantitative. I was asking questions, getting answers from them, and looking at the percentage of people or the number of people that were answering in certain ways. This was them measuring it. And I got 57, 56%, thought it would be better, this, and then they gave me a response. But this is a qualitative point of view. In this area, I didn't really say anything. I just took a seat somewhere and I just saw them walking, just to observe them. I would just go around. I think I went that day with my boss. I'll go around, checking their computer, seeing the way they're working, just to see the way they were using our app, to see what happened. Now, this exercise turned out more important and interesting than I thought, because I was able to uncover 4 critical facts about the realities of the average day of a maintenance manager that my quant study could never have revealed. So this is a quant study that was telling me efficiency, expand skills, and using a mobile app. This is a qualitative study. These guys, and they informed and guided my decisions all the way to produce the quality of user feedback you will see at the end of this presentation. So, busy. They are very busy people. The high rate of incoming work, so maintenance requests, and complaints from clients and drivers overloads their time. You get? They didn't say this here. It was revealed they wanted to push as many as once at once. But you can see that here, I only knew that they want to do many at once. But it doesn't tell me why. But here, I could see why. There's a heavy, imagine that you are a facility manager and guys are complaining, oh, my ceiling is broken, my ceiling is leaking, the WC is not okay, this one is not okay, the electricity is not working, and you're having, these people are managing thousands of buildings in Lagos, 4,001 building, different places, and the amount of requests they'll be getting in the day is heavy. You get?
And the app is helping them to do it one by one instead of doing it in.
Exactly. It's not allowing them to do much at once. Okay, so this is what was causing that. So they needed to be efficient. So even though I know the efficiency here from this thing here, which I could see, this one told me why. So this one gives me insight on where I should be targeting when I'm designing. I should be targeting the work request and work management area, those areas. I'll be showing you a lot of things. I'll go down the line on this. So it gives me that insight. So mentally stressful. Now, their normal day, they are often caught up in tensions between clients and vendors and issues leading to mental stress. For example, you're a facility manager, you guess, and then a client complain about WC has had a problem. You guys have taken note of that request and you send a vendor, one of your vendors who can fix it. The vendors when they didn't fix it well. The client is complaining that they didn't do it well. You were not the one who was there. You just only link them up. So there's a problem between vendor and client, and you're in the middle. You get? Then multiply that by a lot of such things happening in one day. How your mind will be doing. You have a lot of headache. So they needed to communicate more efficiently. That means the communication activity between vendor and client has to be very seamless and very efficient. So they can manage conversation and communication between those places very, very fast. So they are overloaded and congested. A low service personnel to client ratio often creates bottlenecks. So if you have 1,000 clients and you have 10 people to attend to them, what you have is 100 clients to one person. You get, if you had 1,000 clients, 100 personnel, you'll be having 10 to 1. You get that kind of stuff. But so the ratio between personnel to clients was very small. It was small, so it had bottleneck issue. So they needed to stay very organized. So if few of you are handling a lot of things, what you are going to use to win is to have a lot of organization. A lot of organization. You get. So that means the app has to be very, very smart, very, very able to preempt, organize things, feed them with what they need fast to deliver quickly. Yeah, so they are also very pressured. Accountability, clients, vendors erratic behavior, and a high rate of service demands induce pressure. They need more control and assistance. So this tells me what they need. You get in detail based on why. So you can see the difference between quantitative and qualitative in the value of it. You get. So I know these things are better understood when you see it in use. That's why I have to use my one of these projects. I'll be showing you a second one also later on. So now I summarize everything. You know, this is okay. This is the same insight, but I put it in graphics. So busy, mentally stressful, overloaded, and congested. So you can see this is the maintenance manager here in the middle. He's caught up. His life is in between clients, issues, and vendors. You get here is very stressful for him. So this is your user. This is the user I'm working for to resolve his problem for, to reduce the stress from this point. So what I now learned about our potential clients. You know, this one here where I saw here, this was the research on our current clients, the users that are already using our product. I had to conduct a research on the users that turned us down when the sales team went to go and market to them, and they said they saw our app, they said they liked it, but they couldn't want to use it. They didn't want to use it. I had to check out why. You know, why is it that they didn't want to use the app? So that was another. So I had to identify the specific expectations of the clients who turned us down. I studied the sales team's reports. You get. So the sales team had to have a report when they went there. These are the guys that said. This was the one that said. So that report gave me insight made me come up with a conclusion. I found that all it came down to was Jacob's law of internal UX and aesthetics usability law. Now these two laws, if you guys have studied, wait, how many people read what I shared with you guys? I shared with you guys UX principles, right? One.
Yes.
So you must have come across this Jacob's law of internal UX, right? Did you come across?
Yeah, is there?
Yes, and the aesthetic. So what was who can tell me what it was? If you guys ready, you're going to tell me now. Okay, don't worry. I wasn't expecting you to just know that because these things are better understood in use when you're using them. You just really may not be able to.
Hello, sir. Please, what you said you sent, was it in the group or what you sent?
You said?
Was it in the thing you said you sent, Did you send it to the group or where?
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp group?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll check. Just to check.
Yes.
Okay. I will check that.
Just check the links on the group. Just go to WhatsApp and then go to tap on the group and go to the links tab. You should see them among the links tab.
Okay.
So yeah. So Jacob's law of internet UX states that your users spend more time. Your users, okay, you have somebody has posted it for you here. Your users spend more time on other sites than your own. So they usually expect your site to work the same way. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes.
So
So either
imagine that.
work the same way or work better than that.
Yes.
They
So
want
imagine
to have
that
experience.
you want to make a car. You want to make your car. When other people are making car, Toyota is making a car, Honda is making a car, Mercedes is making a car. Then one new guy comes to the market and then like Austin wants to make his own car, and he calls it Austin XG. One thing Austin should know is that everybody that uses the car has used many other cars before your own. So they expect your car to work like other people's car. You get? So that's one of the laws. That's the Jacob's law. And the aesthetics usability law states that users often perceive a better looking or a good looking website to be easier to use, even if it's not easier to use. They will forgive the UX difficulties just because it's fine. Do you get that?
Yes.
So we just need to make it fine and
No, don't go there. Don't say just to make it fine. If you make it fine and they make if you make your banking app very fine, and somebody makes transfer and the server wants to go to the wrong person's account, that your fine has gone. Oh. the one that is ugly, that is working well, is what they'll keep. But this is the issue. That law works the same way you have it even in nature. You have two ladies. Usually, the lady that looks more attractive has a higher chance of having put up with her first. However, by the time she starts to act up, people will not change their mind. You get? But they'll likely want to give more attention first to the one that's looking good. They'll think that the one that's looking good is better until they start talking and start seeing
they find her more insulting.
Exactly.
It's insulting and everything will not change. So that's how it works. It's the same. It's the psychological behavior of human beings. So these are the two things that are affecting their decision with the site. So the problem here was that I think there was a summary of the problem. Yes, I did a summary of that problem. So you could see that problem with clients who turned us down. People are just dropping up and coming back. What's happening? People are dropping off, falling off, coming back.
It's a network. I dropped off once too.
Okay, you guys are having network problems. Okay, it's good that we are recording it so you'll be able to listen to it again. So the problem with the clients who turn down sales, they have all had experiences with more modern dashboards and hence expected Instantly to look like them. And they thought Instantly was neither usable because the app was looking ugly. Yes, because it was looking ugly. I couldn't go back to that. Because it was looking ugly, they felt it would be difficult. So if a user thinks that a beautiful app, a beautiful site is easier to use, on the reverse, they will also think that an ugly site is what? Difficult or dangerous to use. You get? So if your site comes off ugly, if you're going to the market, try and go to the market looking very, very good. If your engineering is very, very good and your app is looking bad, they may not give you a chance. You get? That's the issue with beauty. So they thought that our app was not okay, even though the engineering was so good because it didn't appear to be professionally designed. So that was the problem they had. So Now, general insights about our users. I summarize my findings about our users based on my 5 guiding questions. Remember, I had 5 questions that will guide me. Man, this is your network. Whose network is just all over the place. Remember these principles. Who are they? What they are? Where they are at? What has their experience with internet and being? How do they justify? How do they identify a solution? Yes. So based on those, I had summarized my findings. So this was the first summary of it. Who are they? They are human beings who work as physical asset maintenance managers and personnel. Humans, they are subject to Gestalt principles and other factors that affect humans. I think I'll link up Gestalt principles to you guys so that you'll be able to study what those things are. Most of those principles I said to you guys are Gestalt. So they are also doing good work. The key empathy anchor, we need to treat them with respect for their work. If they are solving a problem for people, you have to treat those people with respect. Connect to them emotionally to know what their job. It will give you, it will help you be able to feel what they feel while you're solving their problems. Where are they at? They're in their office, workshop, traffic, home, anywhere else but Dreamland. So it means that I have to build a solution. It means our solution must enable them to be able to function from anywhere they feel like. Get?
Drinking.
You said? Who is talking? Sorry, okay, I thought somebody was saying something. Okay, what are they trying to do? How long is this meeting? This past, we'll soon be closing now. Okay, we'll be closing around 3:30. So what are they trying to do?
I'll be 4:30.
4:30?
Which 4:30? How about?
Okay.
4:30 now. Once we are done with this, at least we'll play on Figma.
What do you want to do on Figma? This one is much. You should go and
Our learning span is not that long. My head is spinning already.
Okay. We'll soon close on the research.
When you haven't seen a project to work on, your head is
We'll soon close on the research. So what are they trying to do? They're trying to manage, they're managing the procurement, storage, retrieval, maintenance stuff, collaborating with clients, they're trying to maintain things and people in a nutshell. Our solution must help them perform their primary tasks. What are their pain points? Limited time, bottlenecks. They can't maximize their time by working remotely. Pressure from bottlenecks. So efficiency. Our solution must help them achieve more work in less time and with less effort. So how do they identify measures? How do they identify measure a solution? Can achieve more with less time and effort. Location agnostic. That means how they identify that problem, a solution. The solution has to be able to achieve more with less time and effort. The solution has to be able to work anywhere. And the solution has to look like everything that they know about. They already know. So efficiency and reliability. Our solution must be visually assuring and enable them to achieve more with less time and effort. You guys. So I have to now draft a user persona. I told you guys about user persona. User persona is a kind of is a fictional profile, or the profile of a fictional character that matches the condition or the specification or the characteristics of your user. You can only form that persona after a research. You cannot just assume it. So all this research I've done now has given me an idea of how the ideal person is going to be like. So now I have to create this persona, a person called Rita. Her age is 39 and she's the facility officer. Her jobs to be done is managing and creating an execution of work requests and work orders for hundreds of residential and commercial facilities. Collaborating with tenants, vendors, and warehouse personnel and co-workers. That's her job to be done. Her pain points and frustration: she cannot process records in batches or bundles. She has to always work overtime due to work overloads. Bottlenecks, rate of requests from often outpace her processing speed. She is restricted to the office on PC. work requests from tenants are sent via SMS and phone calls. She has to enter every new request into the system herself. Daily work experience, busy, mentally stressful, overloaded, congested, pressure, needs, ability to operate remotely, organization, efficiency. Tenants should be able to enter their request directly to the system. You get. So here is another guy. This is a facility manager. This is a maintenance officer. This is for fleet. So jobs to the managing procurement, storage, and stuff. So it can process records in batches. Difficulty communicating inspection details like visuals or workshop technicians. Busy, stressful needs, and also you can see this persona. This is the whole end of my project. I have very clear cut understanding of the kind of users I'm solving for, their condition, their needs, their pain points, how they recognize a solution and how they measure that solution to be successful. I have very clear. So that is the first part of the research. The second part is supposed to be the supply side. But clearly,
please, I want to ask something.
Yeah.
Did you draft out this user persona based on the research you did or something else?
Yes. Now, aren't you recognizing some things here? From all the things you see that they are all similar here. They're coming from here. You get?
Yeah. I just wanted to because you created two personas, so I was trying to link them up.
Yes, because I did research on two companies. For example, this is facility and this fleet. So our company was producing for fleet companies like fleet that manage fleet. Let's say Dangote, that has plenty trailers and this CNI leasing had a lot of vehicles. This Six, you know Six now. Six had a lot of vehicles that pick up people in the airport.
Heard about it.
When people come to the airport, they have cars that pick up private vehicles that people hire, cars for hire. So they had a lot of fleet of vehicles that they're managing. You get. So their situation is different from facilities who are managing houses and buildings and structures and facilities. You get. So I had to interview two of them, and we had different client sets. So I just picked up one client from each set to study them and see what was common to them. I know that if we solve for each of them, it will also affect the rest. You get. So that's why I had to create user personas for two categories. So this one was a facility manager, was a maintenance officer for fleet. You get.
Yeah, I get it now.
To better define the problem in the light of our users' activities and requirements, I created a pair of user personas based on my findings to represent the two types of users we had then, facility and fleet. So, so I don't know where you guys are up for it, but I think probably next we should handle this maybe on Saturday or tomorrow, right? The second part, which is the supply side. The research I did on the product itself. But this one I did on the user is the most important one for you guys. You get for what we are looking at today. This is quite comprehensive. A lot. Who is that person? Can you just mute so that your joker at the back will not affect us? So we'll be looking at this later or maybe on Friday. So Friday we'll go back to look at this. So I think we should just lock up for today and take questions and observations and what you guys learned. Let me just hear from your side what you think about this. How, if you have tried solving a problem before, is this going to help you solve better? What are the things that you think you didn't do then that you learned that you have done now? All this kind of stuff. So let me just look. By the way, let me get you guys the link. Somebody screenshot this.
Okay, for me, at least I understand the process, most important in the process of asking questions. You understand? There is more the principles of the question to ask, like open-ended question, not like yes and no question. You understand? That will go a long way. And this survey is for already this thing. How will I say, already running platform. You
Yeah.
understand? So I believe the survey for upcoming platform that hasn't been used before will be very different from this. But I believe the questions are still the same. With the question, with open-ended
Yeah.
question, you
It's
can be able
still,
to know
yes.
your targeted this audience, who people who use the same similar app or has idea of such this thing,
Yeah.
such app.
I
I think
actually
the
have
question, but I also suggest that practical also will help us very, very much. I will be suggesting that the people that attended this, at least we can create our separate group. It's not that we are opting out from the main group, but at least I see the people that attended this thing as the more active and serious
yes.
ones. So I believe we can create our group. Then let's work on one project. Let's do a research and conclude our research on one project. You understand? Let's see how it works. We might fail, we might work fine, but everything, if we fail, we are not learning from scratch again. We are learning from experience.
Actually, failure is how you learn.
So I believe if we can have our group, then let's work on this thing. Let's see one project, define our goal, define what we want, define our goal, then select our questions, then build a survey. This thing he just left. Build a survey, this thing, then know how to distribute, and if it warrant asking physical questions, fine as well.
Yeah. All right. Who else? There are so many people here in this place. Some people that joined us have gone. Folake is not here again. I'm seeing new people here. Tega. I'm seeing Tega. I'm seeing Ifoma. I'm seeing Yusuf. And I'm seeing a new person now, George, joining us. George. Please, you guys should look. Everybody is coming here. Please go to the message, to the chat. There is a link to the attendance form. Go and fill it. You get, so you'll be able to take advantage of whatever they are offering regarding that basically that. Okay, so yeah, Austin, what you said was true. I mean, that's true. So now what I'll quickly just throw in something what there is a link. Scroll to the top, you'll see a link there. Okay, thank you for posting. Yeah, so guys, do you guys agree with Austin? Austin, like your guys are not here again. No? The people you are talking about are not here again. It's only Emmanuel that's here.
We have 7 people here. At least Musa is there.
Okay.
Yes. Wait,
so what project are you guys looking at?
I think it's the
Are we
talked about now.
Are we to work on that project I told you? At least let's work on the one you said, the initial one you said, where you gave us instant. I have 2 projects which we have discussed. The one you brought up, where you said a nursing mother wants to get something from a mall.
Yes.
Beside the mall that she knows, but she can't be able. But she can't be able to go there.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to order from Jumia.
Yeah.
So how do she solve her problem?
Yes.
Or we go with the betting code converter on.
So I think that we should do because the betting code on has an area that is beyond design. There's more of a business strategy to it. You get, so It could be beyond the scope of this particular level you guys are in. But the one for the other one is I prefer that one in the sense that let us even remove the assumptions completely. Just that nursing mothers are people who probably like to shop. So let's say we're trying to explore a solution in e-commerce. And we're trying to see if we can discover a pain point somewhere, in amongst certain people who cannot, let's say people with disabilities, where disability doesn't mean the person cannot, disability doesn't mean that you cannot walk. It just means that probably you are just temporarily not able to do something based on certain conditions that you cannot control. For example, if you are washing plates, you have plates in your hand, you cannot be picking up a phone. So you are disabled from picking a call because you are holding plates in your hand. You have to drop it. So it's not like your hand is not working, but you are temporarily disabled based on what you're doing. So a nursing mother is disabled based on the fact that she cannot just leave the baby in the house, go buy something that just came up immediately. There's nobody to send and all those stuff. You get. So what we should do in the research is we should try and find out, look for anybody you know around you who is a nursing mother and try to talk with them, ask them questions to discover possible challenges, things that they wish can be better for them with regard to shopping. And don't look for mothers who already have house girls, so they will not be able to help you because those ones already have a solution. Look for the ones that, unless you can find those ones that have house helps or actually. So here
you can get from any of them.
Yes, they will
Some experience doesn't.
Yes, I will not categorize them. You get when you are reporting.
But to me, for me,
yes.
I don't think that this is an e-commerce project.
Okay. Why
I think it's a freelancer project.
No, it's e-commerce. I mean, it is e-commerce. Because the solution is to shop.
Yes, the project is for shopping, right?
Yes.
But from the problem you have identified, they want to shop from a particular mall, which is not Jumia. Jumia is already e-commerce, and she knows that she can see everything. Okay, probably let's say probably the problem why she didn't want to shop from Jumia might be that Jumia will not deliver that day.
No, that's not why. That's not why. The reason why she doesn't want to shop from Jumia because she doesn't trust Jumia because it's too far away. You get?
Okay, she wants to shop from her trusted this thing. And that
people she buys from. She has supermarkets she goes to buy from, even though she doesn't have a relationship with them, but she knows them. So she wishes that she doesn't have to go out to buy from that supermarket. The only way you can make that kind of thing happen is to connect the supermarket to her through her phone.
Yes.
That automatically makes it e-commerce because she's buying through the internet. But she's buying from somebody.
Okay, yes, she's buying it through the internet, but that's another way. Anyway, yes. It's an actual, but what I thought was like, a freelancer, this thing, which can, once you request for a help for anything, not even as a nursing mother, not even to shop will be the problem. She wants to maybe have somebody she didn't want a housemaid, but she wants somebody that can help her. You understand? Do some certain errands.
That is
very you understand? You can just maybe create a freelancer that can help instant and maybe get daily pay or anything. Or
that is another thing you have just identified. That's why I say when you go to research, have an open mind. You see, Musa was already coming. So don't enter into a research. Don't enter into a research with a preset mind of the other products. You get, so it not affect your questions. That's why I said let us dissolve the problem. Let us just simply look for nursing mothers and try to talk with them to discover areas that they are having problem with, probably shopping or errands or completing tasks that they wish to have help from. What are the fantasies? What do they think about? What do they might wish when they are doing that? I wish this can happen. I wish that can happen. I wish this can happen. You get, talk with them You know, try to use these things I told you guys about, you know, try to identify the problem based on, you know, who they are, where they are at, how they're trying to achieve their problem, their jobs to be done, you know, and how do they identify a solution. Just try to look at that from that angle and couch your problems in ways that will help them. You get? So that's the project you guys should go. So now the number one task you have to establish is to first go and write this problem down in a way that you can understand. Because you can
then define our questions.
Yes. Define your problem clearly, so you cannot know how you go about it. So define the problem. Define you don't even have a problem yet, because your problem now is to even discover a problem. What you have now is a user set. Okay, what Musa said, you just came up and solve it.
Network knocked me out. I just came back. Sorry, guys.
Musa, we are just talking about a project that we want to embark on. Everybody will just create a separate group. All of us that attended, not that we are moving from the main group, but all of us that attended the listening, we listen to the lecture. We just have a research listening. So we are just defining a project that we want to embark on the research. You understand? So we'll create a separate group. We'll drop the what Mr. Samuel just gave to us. Then we'll define the problem. We'll find the problem. You understand? Then get our questions ready and find a nursing mothers to ask the questions. You understand? To be able to
so you are working with the nursing mother thing.
Yeah, the project that project he formally informed us of.
Okay.
So your problem right now is to go and look for the problem. You get? So you don't have a problem right now. You have your problem is to look for a problem. All you have now is the context. Your context is the user category, which in this case is nursing mothers. So what you're not looking for is their problem. You need them to tell you their problem truthfully. So you have to learn how to ask your questions, approach them, talk with them, get them to tell you things, and be able to say words that will help you uncover some secret things, problems that pain points that is just there and nobody's seen it. And that can evolve into a very successful product. You get? That is the goal. So your first thing to now define, so like I said, I showed you guys here, set up your goal. Why is my system not coming? Let me restart this thing. It's not restart. Good. Where did I pick up that goal? Okay. So like for the way I put this here, it just came in bracket. Coming. Okay, so from here you start write what your research is centered around to understand the relationship between that. So start developing from this angle. You get? I'll send you guys a link to this portfolio. You get? I'll send you the link to my portfolio. So go there. You'll see the project there in standard research. I'll just send the direct link to that particular project. So it will open on your it's a Figma prototype. Actually, this is, I'm just showing you a Figma presentation, so you should be able to open the Figma. So to guide you on how you can use it to be able to couch your question and formulate your describe your goal, your mission, your research goal, your research methods, and your questions, and how your strategy generally. So I will give you that, and of course there will be feedback back and forth as you guys are going along through on the group. Just be dropping your questions, whatever challenges you run into, the information you've gathered. You need to get a tool on how you're going to go about this. Mind you, see what I did. I told you about my tool. You can see that I had the tool set up here. I planned for this my tools. I use my phone for interview and recording, and I use Google Analytics to do my
Google Sheet.
Yeah, Google Sheets. Yes, do my. So you have to pick up a tool that you're using for, draft.
Yes, that is when we go through to define our questions. Then we can do the what's it called? Can create a Google Sheet with like a survey Google Sheet.
Yes.
Then maybe if we are interviewing the person
physically, you could do the interview. You can do
understand?
You can do the interview. You don't have to be writing to when you're doing interview. You can just use your phone to record.
Yeah, we can be I can be recording while I'm typing. You understand? But after this thing, once I calm down, I can listen back to you can use the phone to record. You can listen back to this thing and make sure everything is correct.
Exactly. So okay. So that's it. Okay, so guys, we can just wrap this up, and then tomorrow we'll look at we'll just see tomorrow. Mostly we'll be doing a lot of talking.
Hope you're available physically tomorrow.
Is that?
Hope you'll be available physically tomorrow.
No, I won't be. I'm not in Lagos. I won't be. I will not be. So, but you guys just focus on this project. We'll just simply continue from there today. So basically, we'll continue by looking at the ones you guys have started working on. We'll see your drafts, your question, your planning, everything you've had so far. And we'll be able to draft from there.
Okay, right. Guys, can we indicate our this in this guy is not even here. Can we indicate our number so we can create another group for this particular project? Then maybe we'll drop our emails. We can be added to the project on the Figma project edition.
About that group, I'm not so sure that the 3MCT will want that to happen though. Like a separate group.
No, it's not. It's just for this main purpose. You understand? What's the essence of going through we are about how many 30 something on the group? Only how many attended the class?
Just ignore them. Just ignore them and just drop. You guys, so it's just there's some people who are not there in the background. You guys just use the group. Yes. You guys just use the group. You guys just use the group to communicate and drop. So that way, because the project is going on for them, it may inspire some people who are just lazy to just jump in. Yeah.
Okay, we should just use Google Meet.
Just use the normal WhatsApp and then create your normal Google Meet and drop the link there. Then those who are let the guys on this video just join. You can just add their emails, and then you start working on the research. Don't worry, those who are not participating will do them. We'll know them already. Everybody will get what they are showing now. We'll all report what we are showing. As you are putting your time, you're getting. Those who don't put their time will lose. That's simple. So.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. So it's over to you guys. So I'll not be doing anything. I'll just be watching you people and just be helping out whenever you need me. But this is your project now. So solve it. All right.
Okay, sure.
All right now. All right, bye guys.